Hi, my name is Mark Monlux, and this is Law and Artist. And I love talking about legal matters with my good friend, Daniel Abraham.
My name is Daniel Abraham, former illustrator, current attorney representing illustrators and other creative professionals, and I enjoy kicking these things around with Mark Monlux.
Before we begin any further, I'd like everyone to quickly take a look at this disclaimer. Take a moment and pause your screen to read that. Absorb it. Grok it. Thank you very much.
Now, Mark, last couple of times we spoke, we were talking about contract negotiation. We were talking about various aspects of negotiation. Last time we spoke, it was about that magic word, the power of no. And I have a story about that, which I'd like to share with you. The last major commission I had before I abandoned drawing for a living to lawyering for a living was with a startup internet company. This was 20 years ago when the internet was hot new stuff. And what I did was I went in, they loved my work, they wanted all sorts of stuff. They wanted full-page illustrations, spot drawings, icons, everything you can imagine, and they didn't know how many they wanted, but they wanted a definite price, which is enough to make you beat your head against the wall because they don't know how much they want, but they want you to give them a full price. So I thought about this. I very, very quickly came up with a one-size-fits-all pricing. I went into their contract negotiator and said, here's how it's going to be. We're going to do one-size-fits-all pricing. Everything that we do is going to be $200. This was 20 years ago. $200 was significant money. And I said, on the icons, I'm going to make money. On the full-page drawings, you're going to make money. In between, it'll come out even. In the end, we'll come out even. This guy says to me, he says, that's more than anybody else has ever asked us for. And he says, it's $35,000. I said, yes, it is. He says, it's more than we've been asked for. And I said, I don't know who those other people are, but they're not as good as I am. It's a fair price. You want me to do it, that's what it's going to cost. And after a long pause, you have no idea how long 15 seconds is when you're in a situation like this. It was a long pause, and then he said, okay. And they wrote the contract, we signed the contract, and they paid off on every dime of the contract, despite the fact that this company started from a full floor of people to dwindling to one corner of the entire echoing airplane hangar of a floor.
You know, what you're talking about, Daniel, is something very important that every artist has to do. They have to figure out before they go into a contract negotiation where they're going to draw that line in the sand. And they have to have that mentally inside their head. Like beforehand, we were talking about that you couldn't negotiate on behalf of the client. You also can't negotiate on behalf of Joe Blow, whoever might be out there. You have to stand on your own worth. So when you do go into a contract negotiation, you have to say, okay, I am not taking a cent less than X amount. And if I don't get that, then this is a walkaway point for me.
I agree with you completely, Mark. One of the things that you have to remember in a situation like this is that this guy was telling me there were other people bidding for the job. I don't know that. I still don't know that. He may have been making this up entirely in order to get me to bid against myself. And I refuse to fall for that. That is a very important thing you have to keep in mind.
In today's economy, you can't take that into consideration because there's always going to be someone cheaper. People are using designers in India for pennies on the dollar. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to want to do it or will do it cheaper than you. The only thing you can put forward to the client is, hey, I'm a known quantity. You know my work. You know what I can deliver. This is my price tag. And you can either accept it or you can keep shopping.
I agree with you, Mark. If I may say, bring in an adage, if I may bring in an adage from the old days when I worked in the printing industry. There used to be a sign in every printing establishment that said, there is nothing that somebody cannot do cheaper for less. And the people who accept that are that person's lawful prey.
Now that's all we're going to do today on this particular subject matter. Daniel and I will be posting another video in a little bit. It may be about contract negotiation. It may be about something else. We'll see you then.
Always a pleasure, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.